watchers, welcome back to Faith, Family, and Funny Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled It Takes Two. You guys should find this film streaming right now for free on YouTube. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. Sad little rich girl Alyssa and orphan tomboy Amanda meet at summer camp and discover that they are each other's exact double. And each girl is worried about her caregiver. Alyssa's father, Roger, is about to marry a gold digger, and Amanda's kind social worker, Diane, will be pushed aside if a cruel family adopts Amanda. The girls decide to switch identities to make their loved ones fall in love with each other. Friends, faith watchers, here, y'all. I just really enjoy this film. Yes, it is like a classic for me. This was back in what, 1995. All right, so yes, we going back in time here today, and like I told you, I love my nostalgia films. I just do. All right, it's just so much stuff. I just love the clean wholesomeness about it, and it's just like pure fun and enjoyment, not all that yucky icky stuff that people feel like makes a good film. We don't need all of that on this channel, okay? So meeting the girls here, Alyssa and Amanda, who are identical twins, had no idea their entire little lives, because I don't think they're like teenagers. They're obviously they're not teenagers here. So all their little lives, they just thought that they were just them living on, well, basically opposite sides of the world. Here you got Amanda. Amanda is a tomboy. Amanda don't take no junk. She has this hard exterior about her, and it is for good reason. Like, seriously, she's been in foster care. She's been having to kind of like defend herself and her name. She doesn't like the idea of people like treating her any kind of way, walking all over her, and just knowing and having, well, being in an environment really here where you don't have, well, feel like you have that protection like you should have. A child this age should have an adult in their life that truly cherishes and adores them and protects them, and that is just not Amanda's story. That is not her history here. So she learns to fend for herself. So yes, she does have up these walls that it takes a very, very special person to get through them. However, I still love her attitude. She's not like, yes, she has that hard exterior, but at the same time, you can see the sweetness there, that she still is kind, that she still does care about people, and she cares about herself. She cares about others and the outcome of her life. She still has a bit of hope inside of her, even though she hasn't been dealt the best of cards as far as life is concerned. But I still love that you do see that element there, that beauty that just makes a kid, that innocence there, and the fact that she does try to get the best that she can out of life. She like playing baseball, just enjoying the little different things that most of us kind of forget when we become adults, or just with life experiences, that we tend to hold on to different things that we shouldn't necessarily hold on to. And you would think that Amanda would be like that because she has come from this kind of hard background here, but she isn't. She still has that innocence about her, and I do appreciate that, and I do love to see it in this film. And then you got her twin sister, Alyssa. Alyssa does come from an environment where she does have everything. She has her dad. She is the apple of his eye. She's used to being loved, appreciated, adored, admired, all those wonderful things. She never had to want for anything. She never had to fight for anything. And so for her to kind of like bump into her sister here, to meet that she does have this identical twin who's been raised differently, they both teach each other different things that they both were kind of missing growing up. And I do love that about this film. And yes, there's so many other different films that kind of favor, you may be thinking about The Parent Trap or just different other films that kind of favor this storyline. But to me, it never gets old because they all have their different things that they bring to the table. Like with this film here, like, yeah, it is similar in different ways to The Parent Trap and different stuff like that. But it does has its own own like element that just keeps it standing on its own, and that to me is like a little classic there. Like seriously, y'all, y'all can't tell me girls out there that just watching this kind of stuff didn't make you feel like, oh, you would like to, if you're not a twin, like, oh, how cool it would be to have a twin, to have a sister, to have someone who like who can just go through life's journey with you and really understand you. Like just the fact that, I mean, it's one thing to have sisters, it's another thing to have a sister who is the exact same age as you and does have your face, does have little different characteristics about you, so you don't necessarily feel alone. And I felt like these sisters needed each other, because in a sense they did feel alone in their different worlds, and to know that, wow, there was someone out there, like God had this all alone for them, and for them to come across it at the exact right time that they both needed it. I know it gave them comfort, it gave them strength, and they both needed each other. And that was the beauty of this. Like that would kind of set it different, well, apart from Parent Trap, which on the other hand, those twins didn't really get off on the best start. Like they didn't like each other, and then yeah, that was a whole nother element, blah 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 blah. Y'all know, okay, we did a review, y'all go back and watch that. And with these girls, they tend to, when they found each other, like it was like an automatic love. Like the love just was there. It didn't have to grow over time. It's not like when you meet a friend or meet somebody who has the potential of being a friend, it could be a little bit of awkwardness at the beginning. Like you're not really sure, you don't necessarily know this person, and then you have to kind of put your heart out there on the line, because you don't know what their motives are at the beginning. You don't know if this is a friend or it could be a foe. We don't really know. That's the awkwardness of meeting people, and that's what I appreciate about this film, because yes, these are in a sense strangers, but they have that in common, where their sisters are like a parent that naturally just falls in love with their child. You know, you never met your child, but once you hold that child in your arms, for most people experiences, automatically there's an automatic love there. You just fall deeply and completely in love. And that child didn't have to do nothing to earn your love. And it just reminds me of Christ, of course, Heavenly Father. But yes, seeing this here in the film with these sisters here, I love that they automatically just loved each other and adored each other, and were willing to fight for each other in that trust that was there. Because that sister could have been like, you know, the wicked sister of the West or something, where, okay, she could literally steal your identity, and when they switched places and could never went back to your life, these girls could have easily been separated from their old lives like forever. But they trusted each other, and they really were for each other. And that was just like the beauty there for me, and which made me, I just love it, love it, love it. Not to mention the actresses who played Amanda and Alyssa here, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, who are like among our favorite twins. Like seriously, we loved them from Full House and just different things, seeing them grow up, and we actually kind of watched them grow up in a sense. Whether you around their age when they were growing up, or you are just finding them out now, you're gonna have that sense of just growing up with them, because they're in so many different like productions since they were like literally babies before they could even walk. We have seen these girls on film and on television, and you just fall in love with these actresses here, and we love that chemistry that they have, and we watch them develop it over time. So, and they still have it here in this film, and it was just beautiful. Oh, I just so love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And even though they're not necessarily acting right now, we still are grateful and thankful that they have left us these treasures behind that we can just take with us on our journey as we are growing and embracing the different things God has for us through this thing called life, you know. And they just make it so much better when you just have films like this that you can kind of get that hope from, to know that even though you may feel alone, because that tends to be like a ringing theme in a time that we're living in, as much as there are millions and billions and stuff of people right now, and you would think we have so many different things out here that would make us feel like we do have someone there, like with social media and 24/7 social media is going on, and you can feel like, you would think that it would make you feel less alone. But for most people, that is not the case. Most people, for some reason, this technical world has done the opposite. It hasn't necessarily done what you thought it would do. by making you feel like, wow, I have someone out there 24/7 available to me who can understand me, who can be that friend that's just not there. Forgive me, y'all, for a moment, but for many, many seasons. It has done the opposite. And so a lot of us tend to look at and appreciate, like myself, like films and television to see these characters that you may not necessarily meet in real life, but it's nice to know that, hey, in a sense, they are here. They are here for our comfort and for us to learn many lessons and remind us of the love of Christ. And that's what overall I do appreciate about this film. And I know I said a lot, but hey, okay, this is one of my favorites, all right? I'm right here. I'm down with Alyssa and Amanda. And so we got that element there with the meeting. Yeah, oh my goodness, I went through a lot there. But yes, getting into their caregivers, like Alyssa's dad, Roger, seeing he is rich, and you would think like would have like a uppity attitude, but he doesn't. He seems very, very humble, and he does tend to have like a heart for children. Obviously, he has a kid, a daughter here, and so he is behind a lot of different things that Alyssa's sister Amanda is having the privilege of going through, like camp. Like his money is behind that, and it's just so amazing to see that even though he is rich and he does have that kind of background, that he do appreciate the small things, the things that, like, well, you can't pay for it, that money can't buy. He seems to be missing that, but there's a deep appreciation for it when he does encounter it through Amanda's caretaker, which is what's her name here? Oh, what? Diane. And Diane is such a sweetheart. You can tell that she is a hopeful romantic. Like, she doesn't necessarily, like, that is Amanda like thing, like you can get married or whatever one day, and then Diane's heart, she wants that thing that most people can't find and leave this world would never know, like what it's like to be in love and for someone to be totally and completely in love with you. That is what she is holding out for. Although I feel like she doesn't necessarily believe in it, she still desires it and she wants it, and she's not willing to settle for it. And I do love that, because that's a message entirely in itself, that yes, why settle for less than God's best, regardless of how long it could take, or even if it never happened for you. Of course, you won't never know until it's just all over, said and done, and at that point I don't think nobody will really care. But while you're on the journey waiting for it, it's like, don't necessarily throw in the towel. Don't just say, okay, I'll just accept this or that, and it's just like stay away, okay? God got way more and better for me, so I'm just gonna hold out for that. And that is a message I get entirely with Diane's story, and just to see how these two individuals from totally different backgrounds come together is always just so beautiful and amazing. So we just got so many different things that in this film it takes two. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this review up with the scripture. But once again, this film is titled It Takes Two. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our scripture, and we're coming out of here, I believe it is, let's see, okay, Proverbs chapter 13 verse 15, and it reads, good understanding gains favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. That's all I have for y'all for this video. Please remember to leave y'all thoughts, your prayers, your overall take in the comment section below, because I do read them all and I do enjoy hearing from you. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now.